Hey, how you doing there? Henry Olsen here from Super Simple Guitar, and welcome to another 5-Minute Friday. Short and simple little lesson that you can take, make your own, and have a lot of fun with over the weekend. So today we're going to be focusing on our right hand. And I'm going to show you two simple different techniques that you could do with your right hand that's going to give you a kind of nice and percussive sound, right? Something different than just your normal strumming with your fingers or your pick or playing fingerstyle, right? It's a very fun thing that you can do and incorporate into chord progressions that you're already playing, okay? So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to be keeping our chords very simple. We're going to just be going from an A minor into a C, into a G, and then into a D. Okay, so for our first technique, I'm going to start very, very simple and very slow. We're going to always play the first low note that we're allowed to play, okay? And that's in most cases going to be your root note, okay? So if you're playing an A minor, you're going to play the A. If you're playing a C, you're going to play the C. If you're playing a G, you're going to play a G, right? But it's always the lowest allowed note. So you're never going to play the 6th string on an A minor, right? That note is typically not allowed when you play A, okay? So we're going to start off with that bass, and that's really giving the listener that root note tonality. They're hearing that first. And then when the chord comes, it just sounds very, very natural because we've already put that root center, that musical center into their ear, okay? So root first, and then the cool thing is now we have all of these notes under our fingertips. So the 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string. And I kind of like to take groups of 3s. You could do groups of 2s, but I like to do 3, okay? So I'll do the root note, and then 4, 3, 2, or 1, 2, 3. Or you could even mix it up. You could do little mixes. But to keep it simple, let's just stick to 2, 3, and 4 for now. So, okay. Okay, so we're going to hit the bass, then with these 3 fingers, we're just going to go up on the strings, very simple, right? And then with our fist, we're just going to close it and go down on the strings. And that's going to give us this slightly percussive sound, right? Okay, then to end it off, we're just going to do another little upstroke with those fingers. Okay, so really slow. Can already feel that groove, right? For the C, again, very simple, same exact thing. The lowest note is here. We're just going to stick to these 3 notes. You could, again, hit 1, 2, and 3 with these fingers if you want to, but I like to keep it a little bit more compact with these notes, okay? So same thing. Practice that a little bit. You could practice it just by going from A minor into C, just to get started with it, right? Then we're going to go to a G, and here's where we're going to have a slight difference, right? Because now we're going to have a different root note, okay? But we're still going to stick to these 3 notes because they're already under our fingers, and it's easy, to just have that continuous motion, I guess you'd say, okay? So I was looking for a different word, but I don't know anymore. Anyways, 6th string, which is the G, same thing, right? So okay, so all together, A minor, let's do it 2 times on each chord. And now for the D, again, this is going to really illustrate that point of the first lowest note that it's allowed for you. For D, we're going to grab that 4th string. And now we're going to have to move our first 3 strings down to the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string, right? Because for the D, you have to do that anyway. Okay, so whole thing nice and slow with that first little strumming pattern or that first little right hand technique. And then we're going to do the same exact chords, just with a slightly different thing happening. Okay, so real slow on the A minor. Take this really slowly. Okay, so that's the first time around. Again, practice it just on 1 chord when you start out, if this is totally new for you. Then slowly start to add in the rest of the chords, okay? And don't worry if you can't get this the first day. If this is new for you, I've seen a lot of beginners be challenged by this. So don't worry about it. It's a fun thing to practice, and it's going to make your playing really pop, okay? So the second thing is very, very similar, except now we're going to do, instead of that slap down, after we do that bass up, we're just gonna do this. A little slap down with our fingers, and then a gentle little upstroke with those fingers, okay? So I'm using my fingernails on that slap down, and then I'm just gently going back up. So, and I'm mostly using my first finger for the upstroke, okay? So you could use your middle finger in there too. Try to slowly just feel it out. Don't worry if you can't get it right away, but I tend to use mostly my first finger. And you're gonna notice you're gonna get stuck. It's not gonna work right away, but just try to think of your fingers as a feather that are just breezing over the string, okay? That you don't need to hit them hard. Okay, so bass up, slap down, and then up. Okay, so that's the new pattern. So when you go to C, the exact same thing. When you go to G, now again, we're gonna switch that bass. D, one more time. Okay. All right, so that's about that. Okay, so I hope that this is giving you some new ideas, some new inspiration, showing you a new technique that you can do on the guitar. And if you've already maybe been introduced to this, maybe you forgot about it. So now you can get back to it and kind of reintroduce yourself to it, okay? If you want to see more lessons just like this, there's one right here. I will see you there. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you also next Friday with the new 5 Minute Friday. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.